Hello everyone, welcome back to KEA Master. I hope all of you are doing well. If you are watching this video, make sure to subscribe to KEA Master because I will be bringing you MTech, MCA and MBA PGCET updates, college reviews, cutoff analysis, counseling guidance, option entry strategies and complete PGCET guidance. And in the upcoming days, I will also be covering the complete PGCET syllabus and I will guide you throughout the entire counseling process step by step, so don't worry about that. And once the final result comes, even if you feel that your rank is not what you expected, please don't panic. Based on the final marks and rank data, I will be bringing you rank wise college guidance and possible colleges to consider during option entry. So stay connected with KE Master because many most awaited videos are coming once the final result is released. Now coming to today's video, after the MTech provisional rank analysis, many students were asking me about MBA and MCA marks versus rank. So today let's analyze the student shared provisional data and understand what kind of ranks are being reported for different marks. Before we start looking at the numbers, there is one important thing to understand. In this video, I am analyzing MBA and MCA separately. We should not take an MBA rank and directly compare it with an MCA rank because these are different courses with separate rank populations. So if someone gets a particular mark in MBA, we cannot simply assume that the same mark in MCA will produce exactly the same rank. The competition and ranking populations can be different. That's why I prepared separate data for MBA and separate data for MCA. And another important point, all the numbers you are going to see are based on students shared provisional result responses that we received. The purpose of this video is not to say that a particular mark will definitely produce one exact rank. We are simply trying to understand the pattern appearing in the responses. So first let's see how much data we received for MBA and MCA. Now let's look at the data we actually received. For MBA we received a total of 163 responses and 157 valid looking entries are being used for the main analysis. The marks reported in these responses range from 20 to 65 marks and the reported ranks range from 41 all the way to 26,876. For MCA, we received 147 responses with 141 valid looking entries being used for the main analysis. The marks range from 23 to 69 and the reported ranks range from 29 up to 20,248. Now one thing I want to make very clear before we continue, this is student shared provisional result data. This is not official candidate level data released by KEA and these responses don't necessarily represent every student who appeared for MBA or MCA. We are analyzing the responses we received to understand the current provisional marks versus rank pattern. So please don't treat any individual number on these slides as your final official rank prediction. With that clear, let's start with the MBA data. Let's start with the higher marks in the MBA responses. At 65 marks, we have reported rank of around 41. Then 63 marks is around 45. At 61 marks, we are seeing ranks around 70 to 85. 59 marks around 148. 58 marks around 162. Then at 55 marks, the reported rank is around 385. At 54 marks, we are seeing around 436 to 486. 52 marks around 720 to 740. 51 marks around 803 to 840. And 50 marks around 1106. If we continue, 49 marks around 1202 to 1300. 48 marks around 1447 to 1690. And 47 marks around 1775 to 2031. So from this part of the table we can already see the basic mark versus rank relationship. As the marks decrease, the reported rank generally moves higher. Now let's continue towards the lower marks and see how much the rank range increases. Now let's continue with the lower MBA marks. At 46 marks, the reported rank is around 2300. 45 marks around 2547 to 2875. 44 marks around 3000 to 3541. 43 marks around 3677 to 3787. 42 marks around 4338 to 4733. Then 41 marks around 5031 to 5661. Now look at 40 marks. Here we are seeing reported ranks from around 5796 to 7,709. At 39 marks, the range is around 6,823 to 7,287. 38 marks around 8,458 to 8,465. 37 marks around 8,647 to 9,738. And at 36 marks, the reported range from becomes much wider from around 9,787 to 12,815. At 35 marks, we are seeing ranks from around 11,109 to 12,864. And as we go further down, the ranks continue increasing. For example, 30 marks is around 18,522 to 19,401, while 20 marks is reported at 26,876. So this gives us a good picture of the MBA responses we received. Now let's move to the MCA data. Again, this is a complete separate data set from MBA. At the higher end, we have 69 marks with reported rank of 29, 65 marks around 80, 60 marks around 265 to 272, 57 marks around 436 to 509, 56 marks around 521 to 618, 55 marks around 740 to 750, 54 marks around 867, then 53 marks around 948 to 1075, 52 marks around 1147 to 51 marks around 1533 to 1539. So 50 marks around 1593 to 1825. Then 49 marks around 1893 to 2185. 48 marks around 2317 to 2642. And for 47 marks around rank 2956 to 3197. So here also the general relationship is visible. As the marks decrease, the reported rank generally becomes higher. Now let's continue with the lower MCA marks. Now let's continue with the lower marks in the MCA responses. 46 marks around 3,388 to 3,427. 45 marks around 3,985 to 4,437. 44 marks around 4,584 to 4,963. 43 marks around 5,250 to 5,998. 42 marks around 6,187 to 6,724. 41 marks around 6,997 to 7,715. At 40 marks, the reported ranks range from around 7,934 to 8,669. 39 marks around 8,964 to 9,754. 38 marks around 10,266 to 10,800. 37 marks around 11,428 to 11,951. 36 marks around 12,617 to 13,065. 35 marks around 13,675 to 14,054. Then 34 marks around 14,840 to 15,044. 33 marks around 14,944 to 15,855. And at 30 marks, we are seeing reported ranks around 17,667 to 18,418. Finally, at 23 marks, the reported rank is around 20,233. So the MCA responses also show a very wide provisional rank range. Now let's step back from all these individual numbers and understand the overall MBA pattern. The general trend is quite visible in the student responses. Higher marks are generally associated with lower reported ranks, while lower marks are generally associated with higher reported ranks. For example, we have 65 marks, reported rank 41, and at the other end 20 marks, reported rank 26,876. So the marks versus rank relationship itself is understandable, but I want to make one thing very clear. This does not mean that every student who scores a particular mark will receive one exact rank shown here. There are the ranks reported by the students who responded to our form. So use this information as a reference for understanding the current provisional trend, not as an official rank predictor. Once the final rank is available, we can analyze the situation much more accurately. Now let's see what the MCA data shows. Now coming to the MCA pattern, we can see similar general trend in the student shared responses. At the higher end, 69 marks reported rank 29, 65 marks 80, 60 marks around 265 to 272. And as we move down in marks, the reported rank generally becomes higher. 50 marks around 1593 to 1825, 45 marks around 3985 to 4437, 40 marks around 7934 to 8669, 35 marks around 13,675 to 14,054, and at 30 marks we are seeing ranks around 17,000 to 18,000. At 23 marks the reported rank is around 20,233. So yes, there is a clear general trend visible in the MCA responses, but again please remember this is a pattern from student share provisional data, and so don't take one particular mark and assume that the exact same rank will be your final rank. Once the final official information comes, we will have much stronger basis for analysis. So that's our PGCET 2026 MBA and MCA provisional marks versus rank analysis. I hope this video has given you a clear idea about the kind of rank range students are currently reporting for different marks. And once again, please don't panic based only on these provisional numbers. The data we analyzed today is student shared data, and the final official rank is what matters when we actually start making our counseling and college decision. In the coming days, I will be bringing you college guidance, cutoff analysis, counseling guidance, option entry, and the complete PGCET syllabus for MTech. And so if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to KEA Master and stay connected. Many most awaited videos are coming once the final result and further official updates are released. Thank you so much for watching this video.